Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within, blind. The repairman has left his toolbox, so let's take a look at that.
I don't think I need that. There's a hole in the mortar where stone used to be.
Okay, something clicked.
Nice view of the Alps.
But where exactly? Okay, there's some kind of a hidden passage.
Someone's been using this passageway. Let me guess. Gerda's bedroom. What a surprise. That must be Wolfgang. Something to remember him by, I guess.
Okay, she just picks this up. I guess it's nothing new. I thought she would interact somehow with the other items.
I can't go out that way. I don't want Gerda to know I'm in here.
Yeah, obviously, but there has to be something more in here. Because as of now, it kind of seems like I entered this space for no good reason whatsoever. Like, you know, either the keys to Gabriel's car or, I don't know, something else. Because this just leads me back, right? Excuse me. Oh, there's a...
Gerda's clothes. Isn't she just as cute as a button?
Okay. If this is the library key...
I'll just bet I know what this unlocks.
That's actually kind of interesting, because in the first game, she claimed she has never been to the library because only the Schattenjäger might enter, but I guess she was lying?
Biographies. Looks like they're mostly about Germans. Biographies. Books on the occult. Here we go. Vampires, witchcraft, ghosts, Asian spirits. Lycanthropes.
How did you get in here?
Oh, hi.
How did you unlock the door? Oh, I see.
All right. Look, let's just drop all the pretense, okay? Obviously, I found the passageway. I know what's been going on in this little Alpinian love nest, and really, I couldn't care less. If you want to screw around with your employer, that's none of my business. But what I won't put up with is assisting the Schattenjäger crap. I gave up school to work on this stuff because I thought it was important. I'm doing the research that Gabriel wanted, and so help me, I'm gonna be doing more than just research this time around. And I'm not gonna sit around and wait for him to call and give me permission. And if you don't like it, it's just too damn bad!
Okay, fine. You do the damn research. Damn it.
I must say, I am not particularly invested in this quarrel, although I guess she brings up a good point. If she really did, drop her plans of going to university to work with Gabriel, then at the very least, he could give her work to do. Lycanthropes, Lore and Law by Jennings. The Ways of the
Chapter
Wolf.
3. Lycanthropy, the Ways of the Wolf. There are two categories of werewolf cases: false or lycanthropic disorder cases and genuine werewolf cases. Lycanthropic disorder. Lycanthropic disorder is a mental condition in which the subject, called a lycanthrope, believes that he or she is a werewolf. The subject does not actually change shape, but is nevertheless capable of being as dangerous as an actual werewolf. Most cases of supposed werewolfery are really the work of lycanthropic disorder victims, man to beast. In real werewolves, a physical change to wolf form does occur. The change can be voluntary, at will, or can be forced by certain cycles of the moon and certain sounds, such as howling. Werewolves and immortality. Werewolves are immune from aging and from most physical diseases due to the constant regeneration of their physical tissue. They can therefore be virtually immortal. However, they can be killed by any wound that destroys the heart or the brain, or any form of death that causes brain or heart damage, such as hanging or other oxygen deprivation methods. The mind of a werewolf. Though primarily a true wolf while in wolf form, there is some proof that the werewolf retains enough knowledge to assist his killing. Recognition of victims, evasion of traps, and human cunning have all been seen on werewolf cases. Becoming a werewolf. There are several ways to become a werewolf. They include being given the power of shape-shifting through sorcery, being cursed by someone whom you have wronged in some way, called the Lyconia curse, being bitten by a werewolf, and being born to a werewolf. In each case, the blood of the subject becomes tainted or cursed. Damnation. A person who becomes a werewolf against his will, birth, curse, or bite, is not completely damned until he tastes of human blood. Once he does, his soul is eternally damned and nothing may redeem him. Even without tasting of human blood, however, as long as the taint lays upon the immortal soul, it cannot enter into heaven and will remain chained to the mortal plane upon death. Werewolf packs. Like real wolves, werewolves can live alone for many years, yet the instinct for a pack often leads them away from their secretive lifestyles into revealing their nature to a priest or close associate, or converting another to a werewolfry for companionship. This is when the otherwise cagey werewolf opens himself to detection. Werewolf packs cause immense destruction. A pack consists of one werewolf who became a werewolf through sorcery, birth, or curse. In other words, his is the original tainted blood. This werewolf is called the alpha werewolf. The remaining werewolves in the pack are called beta werewolves because they became werewolves through the bite of the alpha and carry the alpha's tainted blood. Alpha and beta werewolves. The relationship between alpha and beta werewolves is a complex one. Once a subject is bitten by a werewolf, his or her life and death are doomed to the werewolf curse. The victim does, however, have some hope. As long as they themselves do not taste of human blood, the curse is reversible. If the alpha werewolf is killed through some action of the beta's curse is broken. It is important to note that whether the beta werewolf was bitten by the alpha werewolf himself or by another beta, it is the alpha who must be destroyed, the source of the original tainted blood. It is also an interesting note that since betas and alphas share the same common blood, an alpha cannot physically harm a beta of his own bloodline by his own hand without inflicting the same injury upon himself. However, if a beta is harmed or killed by another, it does not affect the alpha.
This is really weird. Like, obviously, I recognize this is magic, so by all accounts, it doesn't make sense. But it says here that the alpha cannot hurt the beta because they share the blood, and it would inflict the same wounds upon him. But why doesn't it work the other way around? You'd think, if anything, the alpha is the stronger one in this relationship, so why doesn't it hurt the beta when he hurts the alpha? Unless it does, it just doesn't say so directly, because it says here, if the alpha werewolf is killed through some action of the beta, but maybe it can't be directly. Maybe you have to sort of arrange it.
Symptoms of werewolfery. When hunting for a werewolf, it is important to remember that your biggest clues will come through your suspects' personalities. Becoming a werewolf is not transparent, no matter how the victim tries to hide it. The tainted subhuman blood greatly alters the subject's own mind and personality, even physical appearance. Therefore, look for symptoms in your human suspects that include increasing violence, increasing aggression, unprovoked rages, insomnia, restlessness, and other bizarre behavior. Unfortunately, over time, these symptoms can be brought under control, so do not rely upon them exclusively. A good example of this comes from a case reported by the Ancient Priesthood Society, Manos del Sol of Brazil. A rash of werewolf killings there was tracked to a high-ranking officer in the army. The society became aware of the man mainly through rumors of his violent behavior and changed personality. The case was successfully resolved with a man's capture. Manos del Sol, men of the sun? I wonder if they're like Schattenjägers, only Brazilian.
Letter to Ludwig II. King Ludwig II of Bavaria. Why is it in English?
4th of March, 1864. To King Ludwig II, most gracious ruler of all Bavaria. I beg your forgiveness for my forthrightness in this letter, but I fear terribly for your Majesty's safety and thus have no time for subtlety. I have heard that the one they call the Black Wolf is close to your Highness. I have been investigating this man for reasons I cannot name at present, and I have learned that he is extremely dangerous and can only have the most dire of motives at heart in anything he pursues. I beg your highness only this. Please do not see this man alone, nor even with your servants only to guard you. I promise you, all will be made clear very shortly when my investigation is complete. For now, only keep yourself safe. Your most grateful servant, Christian von Ritter, Schloss Ritter, Rittersburg, Bavaria.
Okay, first of all, why is this even in English? This by all accounts, doesn't make sense to me. But second of all, Ludwig II was a he's a very well known historical character, because I think he had some mental problems at some point in his life, and he also built a couple of really sort of outlandish palaces. And also, I'm pretty sure he sponsored Wagner, the composer. So I don't know what else to sort of take from that at the moment, other than I don't understand why isn't this in German. And he was warning him of the Black Wolf. Well.
The Journal of Victor Ritter.
Again, why is this in English? The game overall made a pretty good effort in trying to portray how, Germans speak German and the American characters don't always know it. So why is all of this in English? Like, okay, Wolfgang himself might have had some reason to sort of leave things in English because he knew about Gabriel, but before him, it was purely a German bloodline. So
Numerous deaths at the hands of a marauding wolf being recorded in a neighboring county, I set out to see if I could determine the cause. There had been rumors of a werewolf, and the dark signs did indeed seem to be present. The deaths had all occurred within a 40-kilometer range of woods, and at the heart was the village of Alfing. My assistant and I set a trap a short distance from the village. Though the beast had shown a propensity for human flesh, livestock had also been taken.
Wait, but does it? It doesn't. Okay, has also been taken. Okay, so I guess it does read it verbatim, which is good because I would have trouble deciphering all of that.
It was a newling lamb we loosed in the thicket as a lure. We awaited downwind. For 2 nights the lamb bleated to no purpose, and once we had to fend off a hungry fox. But at last the beast himself took the bait. I might have missed him. The night was so dark, and the wolf himself was black. But my assistant saw the light of his eyes, and I heard the lamb's cries turn fearful. He had the poor dumb lamb by the throat when we sprang. He was swift and might have escaped, but his fatal mistake was to attack rather than run. My dagger struck through his chest and into his right lung. As I had agreed, we bound the wolf and tied shut its jaws. We brought it home to Rittersburg, still breathing, and turned it over to the magistrate. I pray for the man's unfortunate soul. May the law be swift and merciful. God be praised for aiding his servant. From his hand came the strength and wisdom to end the killing. Victor Ritter, Schattenjäger, 20 April 1750.
Okay, so that gives me the date for the trial.
I wonder if Christian Ritter's journal is here. Christian Ritter, born 10 January 1820, ordained a Schattenjäger, died 4 March 1864. The 4th of March. That's the date on the letter. "3 January 1864. I am now in Prussia. The beast that brought me here has so far bested me. He is secretive and skillful. He has much self-control, unlike what I'd been led to expect. He seems to know almost before I do where and when I will be stalking him. He turns up his nose at my lures. 3 more disappearances have occurred, and I'm no closer to learning his identity nor finding his lair. I can't even prove he took them. Not a single corpse has been found. March 3rd, 1864. I have had a break at last. The key was in front of me all the time. The Black Wolf, he so daringly calls himself, for all to hear and none to truly see. It is worse than I could ever have suspected. He is not just a beast, but a monster. His jaws are already around some of the best throats in Europe. I return to Rittersburg tonight. I must warn those in danger and get someone to assist me. I am in over my head. I'm not sure what other case books would be relevant. There's nothing else on werewolves in the occult section. Looks like biographies here. I wonder if there's anything on... Yes, Ludwig. König von Bayern. König Ludwig. Sein Leben und sein Sieg. Die letzten Tage des König Ludwig II. German. That's not much help. Looks like biographies here. I wonder if there's anything on... Yes, Ludwig.
Okay, so apparently King Ludwig's biographies are all in German, but that doesn't explain why is this in English. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense to me.
I suppose in the next Blake Backlash book, good old Fujitsu will be replaced by Hildegard. Who should I call? Hard at work, Knight? I'm not quite ready to write the big hero yet.
Okay, seeing how I have the date.
I don't have anything to say to her right now. Remember that werewolf trial I'd asked you about? I have a date now. April 1750.
Excellent. Let me go look. I heard of this case when I was a boy, but I always thought it was just a scary tale. I never thought to look in the archives. It was there, all right. What did you want to know?
Why did they bring the wolf to Rittersburg? I know the Schattenjäger lived here, but why didn't he just...
Kill it where he found it? I don't know. Let's see. Ah, yes. They wanted to know what man it was, who it was.
They brought it here so it would change back?
Yes, exactly.
Did it change back?
That's what it says. They put the wolf in a cell, and the next morning they found a man in there. A laborer from out of town identified him as Baron von Raleigh from Alfing.
Why did they want to find out who the werewolf was?
I would guess. Yes. It says here that a group of villagers were sent to the werewolf's hometown once they learned its human identity.
Why? They thought there were more of them there?
In those days, the family of the identified werewolf would be in great danger. Many believed such curses were handed down through the bloodline.
Where was the werewolf kept while it was here?
The dungeon. There's a dungeon in the rat house basement. We don't use it anymore, of course. Haven't for many years.
What happened to the alleged werewolf?
He was interrogated for 2 days. He confessed his guilt. The trial took place on the 3rd day, and he was sentenced to death by quartering and the stake. He was given a final meal. He asked to see a confessor, and this was granted. He died at dawn the following day.
They pulled off his limbs and burned him?
Don't think harshly of us, miss. That was a long time ago. Was there anything else?
I suppose not. Unless, is there any way I could see the dungeon?
It would be my pleasure. Everything's been kept the way it was when the dungeon was in use. We show it off to tourists sometimes. Are you all right, miss?
I'm fine. It's just that this place is so claustrophobic.
I tell you what, normally this place is locked to keep out the village children. I'll leave it open. You can come and go as you please.
Would you? Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. Goodbye and good luck.
Bye.
So that was the scene from the intro, right? And the doors as well? So I guess they were burning the werewolf. I'm not sure what the kid had to do with that.
He asked to see a confessor.
That's the church in the square.
Von Raleigh slept here.
I had a thought while I was in the dungeon.
Yes?
You mentioned that Baron von Ralik was allowed to give a last confession. I suppose the priest was from St. George's?
I suppose it was.
Would there be a record of the last confession? It might tell us more about the Baron's life.
Good idea, young lady. Those records are in German, though, and Father Getz doesn't speak English. Do you think this would really help your Schattenjäger?
I'm not sure. It couldn't hurt.
All right. I'll write you a note. You give it to Father Getz, and he'll see if they have a record of the confession. If they do, you bring it back here to me, and I'll help you translate it, okay?
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Certainly. You got my curiosity up too, you know.
But what? What are you talking about? Confession is secret. So, sort of by definition. Whatever, in fact, there have been priests that have martyred themselves over not betraying the secrets of confession. So why would they give that to me?
Mayor Habermas's note to Father Getz.
Please, dear sir, give this young lady the files from Baron von Ralik's that you have on Baron von Ralik, and the rest is not entirely clear to me, but you know. I wonder if he'll have to say anything to say about that.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Of course. Everybody knows about Ludwig. He was the last true king Bavaria had. Why do you think I hang his portrait? Eh? Or that article on the wall? Eh? Do you know what that is? That is from the Munich newspaper the day after the king died. My great-grandfather saved it. It has been handed down to every first son. That is what Bavarians think of Ludwig.
What was Ludwig like? Why is he so revered?
Oh, he was a genius. He had a great mind, you know. He built castles, is what he did, and kept on building them until they killed him.
Who killed him?
Them, those politicians. They said he was crazy. Got a doctor to sign some papers. They arrested him.
Then what happened?
What do you think? They killed him. Oh, they said it was suicide. But me, I don't believe that. It was murder.
Okay, so I didn't remember that part. I didn't remember how he died.
Thanks.
Bitte.
Entschuldigen Sie bitte.
Ja.
Das hier ist von Herrn Habermas.
Einen Moment, bitte. Das ist für Sie.
Dankeschön.
Father Getz gave me this file, but I'll need help translating it.
I have the church file.
Excellent. Let me see it. What's this? This is in English. It's from a lawyer in Buenos Aires. It's addressed to St. Georg's Church. The date is 1764.
What's it say?
It's a request for information about the death of Baron Klaus von Raleigh. It says it's for the family. I assume someone answered it. Curious?
What?
The seal on the envelope.
A wolf?
Okay. The last confession. The Raleigh family took the symbol of a black wolf to represent their great skill at the hunt. Let me see. Klaus von Raleigh says that he lived up to the family symbol too well. His friends nicknamed him the Black Wolf, but he confessed it was more because he was prideful and treated his villagers and women very badly. He was much feared. The Baron confesses that a life of sin brought the werewolf curse upon him. Listen to this. A gypsy camp, Hungarians, came to Alfing one day. He wanted one of their young women. He had her brought to his castle by force, and there he...
Raped her?
Raped her, yes. He intended to release her, but before he did, the girl killed herself. The next day, an old gypsy woman from the camp cursed him, saying that he was to become the shape that his name and his crimes showed his heart to be.
I see.
Soon afterwards, her curse came about. Klaus von Raleigh began to change, to run at night as wolf, to kill and eat human flesh. He begs forgiveness from God and from his wife and son. He says he welcomes his punishment, if only it will pay for his sins and save his family from further pain. That is all that is written.
Wow. Thank you.
I'll return this to Father Getz for you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, young lady. And to your Schattenjäger.
But the guy was not killed by one of his own alphas, right? So, according to this... not this. According to this... once the subject is bitten or the victim does have some hope, if the alpha werewolf is killed through some action of the beta's curse is broken. What I'm trying to get at is I'm not quite sure how does the old guy from the 1700s, he was killed, but not by other werewolves. So I'm not sure how he relates to the current trade of killings and the supposed current werewolf. Like, it would have to be a new curse, right? So I guess he serves as an example, maybe.
There's no one there.
Like, I definitely think I should send those things to Gabriel, so maybe I'll talk to Gerda about it.
Bert Barkley knows more about history than I ever will, especially at this rate.
Oh, so maybe he can tell me more about Ludwig II of Bavaria or about the Baron's family?
Hello?
Professor Barkley, this is Grace Nakimura. I'm calling from Germany.
Germany? I thought you were in New Orleans.
I was, but anyway, it's rather important or I wouldn't have bothered you. Do you know anything about King Ludwig II of Bavaria?
Well, that's a hell of a thing to ask a man in the middle of the night. Late 1800s, right?
Yes.
This isn't really my field, but I think he was crazy or something.
I wish I knew. Do you know anyone who specializes in German history?
Yeah, I have a friend at the University of Berlin. I'll ring him. What's your number there?
It's 4989-555-7878.
Okay, I'll call you back if I remember this conversation in the morning anyway.
Great. Sorry again. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Knight, I've got your research. Now, I just need somewhere to send it to.
It's an interesting tidbit that she seems to be much more proficient at using a typewriter than he is.
I don't have anything to say to her right now.
Wouldn't you know where to send this?
I found the items that Gabriel wanted. Did he tell you where to send your research?
Yes, his lawyer's office in Munich.
Can I get the address?
Harald Übergrau, Marienplatz 21, München.
Thanks.
Gerda's being a real pig about those car keys.
Okay, but I will actually send it next time, because this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.